Well, I'll tell you, it's a real delight for me to be here with Jan Brett, who is an author of these wonderful children's books. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why are we doing a children's book author and it's a gardening show? Because this new release is Mossy, Jan.
Yes.
And tell us about the garden and the turtle.
Okay, the story is about a little box turtle, eastern box turtle, and I live in New England, and it grows a garden on its back. So as this book goes on, all the spring flowers that we see as a pageant, not compared to the Northwest, but beautiful wildflowers all bloom on her back. And just as she's at her glory, she sees a male turtle, and they lock eyes, and then a biologist who's out on a walk sees her, takes her back to her museum. Well, it has a happy ending. She gets back to her lily pad pond, but in the meantime, she's at the museum, and you see the beautiful flowers and so forth.
Well, you know, years ago, oddly enough, I managed a Barnes & Noble in Texas, and I was always fascinated by children's books because the stories are often charming and delightful and have good messages, but I have to say that the artwork always impressed me, and yours is no different. I mean,
well, thank you.
When I was reading up on you, Jan, these take hours and hours to create.
And you know, it's very difficult to draw flowers.
Yeah.
Because the light comes through the leaves and petals, and they're so delicate and ethereal. It's very difficult. So I had to go out into, we have a wildflower garden. We also have a turtle pond, which has been a change in our life. We had a big excavator come in, dig. It had to be 3.5 feet deep in order to be below the frost line for hibernation. We have rocks with caves that the turtle can hide in, and lily pads, which are a cultivar of the one that we would have in New England, and beautiful wildflowers, you know, for cover.
So this was something that you actually could use that then as an inspiration and
love
to
it.
draw.
It took 2.5 years for a turtle to come. We contacted an expert, and he said, "Don't stock the pond. Build the perfect
Just
pond,
let it,
and they will come."
It's like Field of Dreams. You build it, they will come.
And the best thing we ever did was put 2 big rocks, because we have breakfast out there every morning that it's not, the weather's okay. And we see the frogs. First we got frogs, and then tadpoles, and then the dragonflies and birds came. Right now it's a cloud of New England purple asters all around it.
Well, I think that you know, if you've done over 30 children's books now. And with 33 million plus sales, so they're very popular. But they're also, the art is inspiring, the stories are inspiring. But I think what is so fun about them is you can have these wonderful stories to children that normally they might miss if they're watching a cartoon or something.
I know.
And our producer's wife has 2 girls, and she said that they would spend hours just going over the pictures and looking at them.
When they get their little pointer finger out, then I know I've done my job.
Yeah, that's right.
Because children are these intelligent, absorbent beings, and they don't have quite the experience or the ability to have the words yet. But sometimes they connect with the sophistication of the illustrations. They understand irony and nuance.
Well, and we're visual creatures, so that would make sense. And look at you in the pond. You love being out there.
I love being out of the pond,
Well, you know, if you have never heard of Janet, unlike me, you can't be like me. You've had to heard of her. And you know, you want to find out more about these books. They are really delightful. And as a 50-year-old man, I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. You can go to gardentime.tv, and we'll show you where you can pick them up. It has been such a privilege. Thank you so much, Jan.
Thank you.